Hello. I'm eating some nachos. Look, it's Maine. How are you doing, Maine? I made a YouTube thumbnail, guys. I didn't know what to put there. I didn't know what to put there. I didn't know what to put there. I just put something there. It's probably the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Well, now I'm not lying. No, I'm not lying. No, I'm not lying in the YouTube thumbnail because now it is in the thumbnail, I guess. Okay, we're doing some shit, okay? We're doing some shit. I don't know if you guys like this stuff, but I don't know. Thank you, Shivet. Thank you, man. Have fun with your hats. Have fun with your hat icons. Guys. Nom nom. Nom nom. Nom nom. Shivered with a hydrate. How are you guys doing? The YouTube streams keeps dying, you know. I'm like, okay, whatever it is. I don't know if it's dying or if it's just bad. I don't know. YouTube streaming is hard, guys. Okay, what do you guys think of Chibi Ariana? What do you guys think of Chibi Ariana? Hat, what? I want to thank you, Shepard, for hanging out with me when I was alone yesterday for hours. Thank you, Shepard. I want to eat Chibi Ariana. The only thing I'm not really, like, keen on then is this thing. But I think it's gonna look fine when you actually put color on it. When you put color on this, it's gonna look great. But it's like, it's a weird bun thing that doesn't make any sense. Like, I need to redesign my character for 3D, but I think this looks cute. Like, if you remove it, it looks worse. Like, if you remove the beta swirl, like, I don't like that. It looks weird. It's not really Ariana. It's not really Ariana without the swirl. None of you guys want to say. I think all of you guys think Chibi Ariana looks ugly. I've been sending Chibi Ariana to everyone, and everyone just sends laughing emojis back. Feels bad. Well, I like Chibi Ariana. I think she's cute. Nom nom. Nom nom. I wanna eat her. Can we eat her? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know what yeet means. Well, I know what yeet means. It means like tossing her. It's better than anything I can do. Thank you, Shepard. I don't know. I really like how the ears turned out. Like, the hair is a little bit shitty, but like it's also untextured hair, so hold her hands and throw out of a window so she can fly. Wait, what have I done to you guys? Why are you guys so mean? What do you want to throw me out of a window? I don't understand. I don't understand. What have I done? Okay, I have some work to do. So I think we need more movement in the hair. There's an issue here. Also, if you guys use Blender, like, it's not gonna... You eat people so the anime way. I don't know what that means. Yeah, if you use Blender, my Blender is not gonna look like your Blender. Yeah, so you guys know. My Blender looks like Maya. What the fuck is happening? Okay, there we go. I'm having random ass bugs in Blender. It's something I don't like with Blender, that you can select shit that you can't see. I kinda hate it. So like, if I click here, like see that line there, it's a line on the other side of the model. Like, you can't do that in Maya, you can only click. In Maya, or like 3ds Max or whatever, you can just click the lines that you can see on your side of the model, and I like that way more. So why am I doing this? I'm adding more polygons just so it animates better. Like, it's a really good thing to do this before you start doing shit. So what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know, man. I can't believe I've been a streamer for a whole year. I'm not a good streamer, but I have been streaming for a whole year. I'm not a good streamer, but I have been streaming for a whole year at least. I don't know. I had some like dreams about, becoming a really good streamer. I don't think I've managed to do it. I think I've become lazy. I've become lazy. I haven't like improved my speaking abilities. I haven't improved my comedy. I think there's a lot of issues I have to fix. Like, I'm still a 0 viewer streamer most of the time, essentially. Well, of 1 viewer streamer. Which is what I wanted in the beginning, but after a whole year of streaming, it's a little sad. It's a little sad that I haven't been able to reach anything. And I know I shouldn't, like, compare myself to other people, but it's also at the same time, like, you have to compare yourself a little bit, and I don't think I have what it takes to be a streamer. I don't have what it takes. I don't have the confidence. I don't have the talent. Like, this crap is what I'm good at. Even though nothing I make people think is nice looking either, so I guess I don't have the talent to do 3D either. Oh, whatever. Okay, so now we have like pretty good tessellation here. If you guys don't know what tessellation is, don't worry about it. We have really good... So like good tessellation is... So this thing right here, this thing, that is insanely good tessellation, like right here. You see, there's a lot of points here. But like this thing has very questionable tessellation right here. Like, this looks like shit. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this. This is really bad. But I'm like, I'm just doing this for fun, guys. I don't really care. I'm just doing this to learn Blender. Like, I'm testing out new things. Like, this is not supposed to be like this. You would not get a job if you did this. You would not get a job in 3D if you did this. So don't do that. That is my tip of the day. Don't do this. Just hide it like that. No one knows that that's there. No one knows until they click there. So like an important rule in 3D graphics is that you don't want trigons. So you see, this is a tri. Actually, no, this is a quad. That's a quad. That's a quad. Okay, all of these are quads. I don't think this model has any more tries. But the hair has. So you guys see, this is 4 points. One there, one there, one there, one there. But if we take a look at the hair or whatever. This is a try right here. Do you see? 1, 2, 3. You don't want tries on your model because it's not good. It's not good at all, and it's actually pretty dangerous to do so. And this model has a lot of tries, I'm pretty sure. I might have fixed a lot of them. Yeah, you have a try here, you have a try there, you have a try there, you have a try there. Yeah. On the feet, you have 4 tries on... No? You have 2 tries on the feet, if you say... Nope, there's no tries on the feet. How is this gonna move? My mind cannot comprehend artists. With bones? I haven't gotten there yet. Like, you can't do that until you're done with the model. I'm guessing it would be really easy to show this in... So let's just save this thing. So we're gonna save that to GB5. So there's a UV editing, rendering, composite scripting, hypershade sculpting. So you would need a bone. So let's see here. Meatball? you would need something that's called a joint in the industry. I'm pretty sure Blender calls it a bone. I haven't gotten that far in this program yet. So you put in a skeleton into the character, and then you skin bind it to the model, and then... Could one of you guys check out if the YouTube stream is working? It's just buffering for me. Yeah, I don't know, I can't... Whatever. I don't care. Yeah, so you put in a skeleton, so you want like a bone in the head, you want a bone in the neck, then you want like bones in the arms and legs, and then one in the body. Then you skin bind it, then you hook that up to some controllers, and then like you can move the limbs around. I could show you guys if just I was allowed to fucking use Maya, but I'm not, so I don't know. I could just show you guys in 2 seconds in Maya. I'm sorry, I can't do that here. So I'm guessing this thing is one of those. Yeah, here you have. This is... So you see, this is a joint. Do you see this, Otter? YouTube is working great. Thank you, Shiver. Do you see, this is a joint, Otter? So this is a bone? I checked and it's working on YouTube. Okay. So this is a bone. Usually in a 3D software, you don't go into add and then add another bone like this. Like that's not how it works. You paint these things by like clicking. Like I don't know how this works in Blender, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I don't know how this shit works here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Adu. A joint in the 3D software is a bone. So it looks like this. And then you add another bone here, and then, you know, that can bend. But, like, I've never used Blender before. Like, I don't know how to work. Like, you see this? Do you see? So you can rotate it around the axis there, but you have to hook something up to this right here. But this seems to be very, like, primitive compared to Maya. Like, in Maya, I literally pick a tool that is called the joint tool. So I pick a tool that's called the joint tool, and I go into this view, and I'm like here, and then like I put one in the middle, I put one here, then there, and you keep painting them out. In this shit, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Like, I don't know, like, a lot of the things in 3D softwares you do with keys. So, like, rotation is R, for example. Scaling, oh no, R is scaling, E is rotation, movement is W, Q is just selecting shit. You know, you hold Alt and then left click to move the camera like this. Then you hold Alt and middle mouse to do this. You hold Alt and a little right click to do this. You know, a lot of shit is done with keys, and if you don't know the keys, then you don't know what you're doing. Does that make any sense? Like, I would need like a tool shelf or some shit to do this correctly, but I don't know where it is really. So like, there's a million things like this you have to learn what the fuck it does. That I don't really need to learn at this moment because, you know, we're just trying to figure shit out, you know? Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't want to screw around with this because I don't know what I'm doing, okay? I just want to do the part I do know what I'm doing. Is that okay? Like, I could show you guys in Maya in like 2 seconds, but my student license for Maya has ran out, unfortunately, so I can't start it. Yeah, I can't start it and show you guys how to actually skin bind and shit. Yeah. I do not have the money for that crap. So we're learning the free one. And learning shit takes a long time. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. So I think we're kind of done here. Like, this is just a learning model. So you guys see the hair is kind of done now. And then we have the ears. I think the ears have a little bit of an issue right here. Do you guys see that this is very low poly right here? I think I might want to add another polygon there. Like something like that. Just to improve the tessellation. But like... this shit I can do whatever I want with, you know? This shit is not like when you're... The thing when you're learning one of these programs You absolutely don't want to show the models you've just been screwing around with to someone like that's gonna hire you. You know, you don't want to do that. You absolutely under no circumstances want to show someone a learning model. That's a very bad idea, guys. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Also, people when they see like an untextured model, like no one is ever gonna be like, "Oh, that looks great. That's something I would like right there." When shit ain't painted, guys, no one cares. When shit ain't painted, no one cares. Like, let's see here. So what we want to reach, where we want to go is to get that model into here. Still haven't fixed that problem, am I? So what we want to do is to get that model into here. This is a painting software to make painting models easier. So I have some secrets here I don't want to show. What the hell is this? This is probably... Okay, so this is a model, right? And you know, here you guys can see, this is a texture atlas. So you guys can see, we need to flatten that model we have made right now. So you see, we have the hair here. Like, we want to be able to, you know, paint this like this. Which we can't do right now because it's not possible, okay? Do you guys catch my drift? Like, we want to reach this stage where we can, you know, where we can paint on it. Oh yeah, I've been screwing around here, haven't I? So you see, you can paint there, you can paint here. I don't know, this is a model that, I don't know. People think this is ugly, and I think it's ugly too. Like, I haven't put too much effort into painting this yet. Just the hair. This was specifically like a thing. To make a human face is the worst thing ever, I'm gonna be honest. To make a human face in 3D is the fucking worst. But yeah, this takes a very long time to load. To make a human face in 3D is extremely hard because every single person knows exactly how a face looks. And if it's a little bit off, then people are like, "Oh, that doesn't make any fucking sense. I hate this. I don't want this. I don't want this." And it's really annoying, guys. It's really annoying. It's really annoying. Okay, what the hell is happening? Oh, we crashed. We crashed. That's what's happening. Okay, there we go. So you guys see, there's something completely wrong here, right? Like, you can see that something is wrong here. Obviously, this was just me making hair. That's what I was doing here. And this face I made by copying another human's face. Still looks weird as shit though, doesn't it? Look at that nose. Look at that nose. No. Yeah, so I've just been screwing around with this. Like, there's a lot of issues here. Like, the face is too white. It doesn't have shading in the correct places. There's also a problem with just the model in general. Like the cheeks here, the cheeks just really shitty. You see this? Like, it's too skeleton-y. And then the eyes are a little way too big for what this model can handle, I think. That's a big problem. But as I said, this was to make hair. And the hair, I think, turned out great. So that's a thing. Like if we hide the head, there you go. Now everyone can see the horror of 3D art. Wait, where's the eyes? Okay, there's the eyes. Yeah, so this model, you know, it doesn't really look like this, you know? It looks like... like that, you know? It has no shapes on it or anything, you know? You see, it's completely flat. I did a really good job on this. I did a good job on this. Yeah, but to get it to look like this, I had to bake it. And baking a 3D model, that's not something I'm gonna teach you guys. To bake this shit takes a lot of effort. The same thing with the head, you know? Like, none of this is real, you know? It's just a flat ear. Like, it's just a flat ear. Like that. It doesn't actually have any shape to it. So that's what I've been doing with this model. It's just screwing around. But, you know, it doesn't work out that great. Oh my god, this is scary. Oh my god, this is scary. It's actually worse without the eyes. Oh dear. Yeah, so we want to get this chibi right here into here so we can paint it. That's what I need to do. This hair took so many days to paint, and this face I've painted on for fun for like 5 minutes. If you guys are wondering, but like the hair right here, I've been painting on for days because every single one of these lines is, you know, hand painted. And it had to fit with everything, you know, it has to fit into these loose hair things and everything like that. That's a lot of effort. And then this thing, I've just, as you guys see by all these hilarious amount of layers, I've just been screwing around here. I've just been screwing around. And I don't know how to fix this, really. I don't know how to fix this. But that's also why this is an abandoned project. That's why this is an abandoned project. We don't care about that one. Okay. So we need to start fixing this. So let me show you guys the stupidest part of 3D art. And the reason why a lot of people quit 3D art, because to paint your model, you need skill, okay? You need skill to get it to the point where you can paint it. To actually paint it, you don't need that many skills, okay? Is my stream, is my internet dying today? I don't know what's happening. Are you guys chatting in chat today? Like, I saw Odu do an emote that isn't in my actual stream chat. I don't know. Have you guys been chatting? I haven't been seeing anything. Like, my OBS said that Auto sent an email. Oh, you are chatting right now. No, this stream is behind. We've been lurking in the shadows. Okay, you guys are still there. Okay. I'm seeing the YouTube stream is extremely behind, I think. Okay, it is. It's leagues behind. Okay, so you guys are there. Okay, good. I thought I was missing all of you guys' messages. Okay, so let's start with something simple. So this is just a cylinder, right? So how do we put paint on this, guys? Do you guys have any ideas? I mean, like, how do we make this shit flat? This is the hardest part of 3D I'm gonna show you guys. So we're gonna make a new save. We're gonna call it 6, and we're gonna mark it with unwrap. So this is gonna be the hardest part of 3D I'm gonna show you guys. This shit makes beginners quit, okay? And this shit in Maya is so much easier than it is in this garbage program. So we need to go into UV editing. So we're in this menu right now. So you guys can see, we need to make this over here. So you guys see, you can't, as you guys notice with the other model I had in here. Thank you for German, thank you. Let's see, we have Shrimble's gun here. So I'll show you guys this real quick. So this is the gun, right? So we need it flat, like on this side. You guys see on this side it's flat, right? Oh, it works today. Okay, good. So you guys see, we need it to be flat like this. Because, you know, this is a 3D object. We need to be able to paint it like this, right? But right now, this thing, this swirl on the head, looks like this. So it's completely useless, right? So we need to flatten that shit. And this is the hard part in 3D. The thing that makes people quit. And I'm not great at it in this program. I would unwrap this in 4 seconds in Maya. This is a little bit worse at that. It's not great at this. Like, you could go in here to unwrap, and then you could be like, do a cylindrical projection or some shit. And then it doesn't do anything. Oh, it's because nothing. These two are 2 different windows. So you could do unwrap like that, and then you could be like, I'm happy with that. If you wanted to, you could do that. So, like, you could try shit out here. So you guys see, I didn't have everything even selected. Like, there's a lot of shit here that didn't get into the thing here. Okay, what the fuck is happening with Blender? Now it's not selecting back-facing faces all of a sudden. Okay, let's hide the rest of this. How are you doing, Cephalosaur? So now we have all of this shit selected, right? This is the most simple part on this mesh. So we could just go in here and be like extremely lazy as shit and just be like, oh, just unwrap that for me as well as you can. Or then it does it. But as you guys see right here, like, it's not a great unwrap. Like, you guys see, this shit right here is way out of proportion. So, you could say like, oh, this is longer. So therefore, it, you know, it is like that. No. No. No, that's not it. And also this thing is suffering from the whole trigon thing as well, as you guys can see. Like, you can go, like, if you did this, like, this is usable. Like, you can use this, it's just that it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Uh, so you could do, let's see here. So I don't remember, I haven't been screwing with this for like a month, guys. So what I remember is that I can unwrap from my view in this. In Maya, I would just do like a planner unwrap from the top. I wish I could show you guys how easy this shit is in Maya. I wish I could show you guys how easy this shit is in Maya. Oh, I fucking hate this part. Like, you can't split shit. You can't seam shit apart. Oh my god, I hate this. I hate this. Like, I would like to do a planner wrapping here. I would like to do a planner mapping. And this uses like weird Blender. So I'm using an add-on, guys, that makes this shit use real controls from the industry. This thing right here still uses Blender controls, which are completely different and fucking stupid as hell. And it's annoying as hell. It's annoying as hell. And I hate this. I hate this. It feels so it feels so bad. It feels so bad that they couldn't follow industry standards when it came to controls, when it came to names. Like, I get they're making a free software, but just use the same names for shit, you know? Don't make your own crap up. Like, Unwrap is an industry name, for example. So I don't know. So this is what a lot of people would do, and this sucks. You don't want this. You don't want that because this is garbage. As you guys can see, it has overlapping phases here too. Like, it has overlapping UVs. So I should use the correct terminology. I should use the correct terminology. Let's see here. Follow active quads. What does this mean? Oh dear. Yeah, this thing is my biggest complaint. This is my biggest complaint about Blender. Like, this unwrapper does not have the options you want, and it's all in this stupid thing here. Like, why isn't this shit here or some shit, you know? Like, it's not using the space correctly. Like, you have all this space here that you just can't fucking use. And then another problem with Blender is, like, let's say I want to select this edge right here. Then yes, everything is disappears in here. Which is stupid as hell. You can do it, it's like, I don't remember it. It's like, there's a lot of buttons here. There's a lot of buttons. And then you have this thing, which I don't know why it's here in the first place. Change frame, it says. What frame am I changing? What frame am I changing? There's so many unnecessary, useless things in here. And like, if we go over here, let's go over here to use modeling again. If I go into face mode to select faces on this shit, if I do that, it selects every face. If I'm over here, and let's say I click here, if I do this, it just selects the facing ones. Which is like how Maya would do it. There's such inconsistencies that doesn't need to be there. Like, I can probably just do object mode. No, you can't even do object mode. It has to be... So you have to go around, you have to make sure that everything is fucking selected. Like that. So how I would do this in Maya is I would do a top projection from the top, right? So I would do a top projection. So I would get a flat model of this. Then I would cut a seam right here. And I would cut a seam right here, right? Because then you can fold these out and it would, you know, leave the model in a better place than it is now. Like, you don't have those options here. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. And I know Maya uses a lot of AI and shit to fix that. To make that as good as it is right now. But I miss whatever AI they're using, you know? I miss it. I miss it so much. Because here you have this unwrap menu, and you don't have any options in the unwrap menu, really. Like, you don't have the options I want. Like, if we were to add a checker texture to this, it would look like fucking trash. It would look like fucking trash. Oh, it makes me sad. It makes me sad. In Maya, you can use turn a checker texture on, so you can actually optimize your mesh. If you guys see, there is a checker texture right here, right? In the logo of this UV editor. But that's not how Blender decided to do it. Why follow convention, you know? Why follow the industry standard when you can just do whatever the fuck you please? It's just sad, honestly. It's just sad. But I need to look at a video of UV unwrapping. I've mostly just been forcing it, honestly. Like in this, like, how do I select with edges in here? I'm guessing it's this shit. No? Okay, it is. It's just right click instead of left click for no reason. Okay. So I want to make a seam here, right? Like, I don't know where that is on this model because it doesn't project it onto the model like Maya would. So I have no clue what edge that is. Which is so bad. It's so badly made. So I want to mark this as a seam. So what does that actually do now? Why can't I just make a seam? Why am I marking it as a seam? Why am I marking it as a seam? Seams from Island. Okay, so it is a seam. It was actually a seam. Okay. So stupid. Okay, so the seam is here. That's not where you want a seam. You don't want a seam there. Okay, so I guess if we now go in again. So we have to learn how this shit works. We have to just force. The issue is when you're Googling for this shit, guys. People that use Blender don't like fixing things, so they will just make excuses why they think it works already. Which is annoying as hell. Let's see here. I want to mark, like I said, I want this to be a seam. And I want this to be a seam. So we'll go in here and mark a seam. That did not mark it as a seam. Fucking great. Fucking great! Why wouldn't it mark it as a seam? Do I have to go in here? Mark a seam? Why? Why is this menu and this menu like completely independent of each other? What the fuck is this for then? What the fuck is the 3D view for, Blender? What the fuck is the 3D view for in the first place? So now we have the seams where we want them, right? Let's see if they actually are seams now. So let's go in here and unwrap. So that, I think that looks decent. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, what happens if we... Let's unwrap from here. So let's go in here and then unwrap. Okay, it's getting an error. Let's do a cylinders projection there. And then... Okay, so it is unwrapping with the seams. Like, I wish these two views were hooked up, and I found a way to do that, but... But I don't remember how. Because, like, if I click this shit here, I want it to be clicked, you know? So you guys see, it has worked. These two are not connected. So it is unwrapped. So we have figured that shit out. But we still don't know if this is a good unwrap or not. Like, we don't know. We don't know if this is a good unwrap or not. Because we don't have a checker background, so we can't check if the polys are good size or not. So what this button does have, I haven't figured out. Okay, how did you turn the texturing on here? Over there, okay. Okay, these buttons I guess not working. Okay. So this should be with shading, viewport shading. Okay, good. Okay, so this, even though I press tilde, that doesn't work. Okay. Like, what is this for? Okay, we're just gonna have to do this like the idiot way. Cause a fucking beginner that never uses 3D has made this program. Okay, we're just gonna... Like, that's too small of a texture. So we're gonna do this. And I'm gonna pull this over here. Oh, my brain. My brain, guys. It's okay. Unity projects. No, we're not doing Unity. We're doing the other crap thing. There, I'm learning Blender. I'm just gonna make a folder called checker. Oh, of course, it's not a real image. Okay, we're... The companies like doing this because they like selling useless crap. Luckily, I have fucking access to Photoshop. Luckily, I have access to fucking Photoshop. I can just fucking screw you. I can screw you. There you go. It doesn't need to be good, it just needs to fucking work. So we'll go in here. Name it checker PNG. There we go. Oh, Photoshop. I love you. What happens if I open that image right here? What happens if I open that image right here? Okay, so that's not actually a texture that gets projected to this. Okay, let's see your base color. We wanted to use... Like, it says checker texture here, but it doesn't do... Okay, there. Okay, that's really bad. That's really bad. That's a terrible unwrap. That's freaking terrible. Like, look at that. Look at this. Look at this. This is unusable. This is crap. So let's see here. Okay, I can't be arsed to try and figure out how that shit works. It's okay. Okay, so it's not super good at unwrapping stuff, is what I'm noticing here. So what I would like to do is manually fix this shit. How do I do that? Let's see here. Minimize stretch, what do you do then? Like, nothing happened over here. Like, this changes a lot of things, but nothing happens here. Like, why is there such a disconnect between this and this? Why is there such a disconnect? Like, let's say, like, I wanted to rotate this. If I rotated this, it would rotate the texture. Okay, so this checker texture is actually not using the UV of the model. It's using someone else. Why? Why is that? Okay, let's just delete this material. Okay, I'm not allowed to delete it? Oh, I'm missing Maya so much. I'm missing Maya so much. Why am I not allowed to delete it? Okay, I want to use a file. Like, I want to use a file. I don't want to use your shitty base. I want to use a file. Image texture. Open. I want to use this shit. Okay, so the unwrap is not as bad as that other thing made us think it was. As you guys can see, this is decent. Like, this is problematic. So let's see now. So now when I'm not using the built-in checker texture that was crap, can I now rotate this and it would rotate the texture? Okay, yes, good. So that works like it should now. Oh my god. Okay, why are you not aligned anymore? I pressed Control C too many times and it removed the texture. Okay. Okay, I can't redo either. Okay, whatever. Okay, what happened now? Oh, okay. I just made it a window. Okay. Name your hard drives, guys. Name your hard drives because these programs are shit. They're also difficult. I should have named this episode Struggling with Blender. I should name this crap Struggling with Blender. Okay, but seriously, like, how do I hook these up? So I can use both of them at the same time. Because, like, I need to know... I don't know what my hard drive is. Oh, good for you, that's good for you. Like, I'm guessing people don't go further than this. I'm guessing people don't do more work than this, but this is a terrible unwrap. This is a terrible unwrap. What happens if I do minimize stretch or some shit here? Okay, what does blend do? I just moved everything back to where it was originally. So that pulls everything in, and then that pulls everything out again. What does this do? Okay, that does nothing. Okay. Okay, so what I would like to fix is this. This is the biggest problem on the mesh right now. Like, this is fine. It's a little bit shitty. Like, this square right here is terrible. But I don't know. Like, you could color this, guys. Like, you could color this. Like, if you're painting here, you're gonna have, like, half the quality on your textures if you were painting here. Because these are, like, twice as big and pulled out. But, like, let's say we want to move a birch, right? We want to move this shit right here. How do I know which one is selected on the mesh? Like, without having to pull to figure out where I am. Like, in my... when I do this, it shows it here. Like... we're making progress, but it's making it so fucking unnecessarily difficult, you know? It's making it so unnecessarily difficult for no reason. I don't understand who did this and why, you know? So this says shared vertex right here. Sticky selection mode. Like, no vert is actually selected on this mesh over here. So I guess it's not that one. Shared location does nothing either. UV sync? Does this do that? So I want to click on this. Okay, so that does it. Okay, good. So if I click here now, so this one is the problematic one. It's very problematic that this uses different controls to this. Like I have two different controls. I wish I could change that. Wait, why is this? Oh yeah, we're not in vertex mode. Can we not listen to Girls' Generations? I love them, but Jesus, I don't want to listen to them right now. So let's see, well, what vert is this on this mesh? So that is that vert. So this is something that Maya would do differently as well. Like if I select this in here, I would select the UV. Like I could, only move UVs in here. I think if we turn this shared thing off here, and then we go into phases, we mark everything again, because that has just be an annoyance all of the time. So now if I do this, then that moves independently. Do you guys see? This moves independently now, for some reason. But if I turn shared view on, and I do the same, and I do the same by doing this, and then turning vertex on. In shared view, the vertices are treated like vertices and not UVs in the UV editor. Why? Just why? Why is the view that shows me a better view screwing me over? That's what I'm wondering here. Like, why is the view that's showing me a better view screwing me over? Is there a way to turn off that shit? Because that's really hampering my style right now, I'm gonna be honest. Like, look, why is it moving the UV down there when I'm moving the UV up there? Like, this is obviously only an issue if you're moving an edge vertice. But your mesh always has edge. I mean, your UV, an edge UV. So this is an edge UV. It is a seam here. There's a seam in the mesh here. and therefore that UV has uses the same vertice, and therefore uses the same 2 points. But if I'm not in this mode, if I'm not in this mode, if I'm just in regular mode, not shared mode, I can just move this one no issue. Like, the program doesn't bother me with it at all, you know? I'm allowed to move this however I damn well please. But I'm starting to realize that these points here are an issue for the program. And therefore it is an issue for me. I think this one is decent. It's the top one that isn't good enough. Let's see here. And this is why the checker texture is so important. And you guys like you whining for no reason. This is literally why the checker texture is so important. You don't even need the checker texture in Maya because it just auto AI unwraps it for you if you know how to use the AI correctly. We don't have that here though, so. So the biggest issue is this singular thing here. Well, not really, just that one. Okay, is this the issue? Okay, we need to make another seam, I think. Yeah. This is good, guys. This is good. We're learning this shit. Let's see. First we want to clear the seams we do have. I think the bottom one is. No, I'm gonna clear the bottom one too. I have an idea how to fix this. Like, this was a very, you know, it was a very I wish this works kind of seam. So now we're gonna go into edge. Okay, that might work. Or that might make it worse. We're just gonna try stuff, guys. That's my biggest tip to anyone that wants to do 3D art. Just try shit. So let's try that seam. There we go. Because tutorials only takes you so far. That's something I'm gonna tell you guys. If you guys want to start doing 3D art and shit, tutorials only take you so far. Let's see, here is gonna do it on ramp. Like, it is flat, so it's like, I could use this, but, you know. Like, the cube's looking like this right here, that like, sucks, you know? Like, which face is this? Here. I miss Maya, guys. I miss Maya so much. I miss Maya. So this looks better now on this side. Here you have the pulled out verts again. What happened to Maya? It costs 3,000 euros a month to use, and I need to start my company with this because it's free, you know? That's what's happening. Like, you could make a seam here to make it easier for the program, so it wouldn't have to pull it out. But I don't know. Like, this is not something I would be like, oh, this is great. Like, look at this. And this. I would not be like, oh, this is a good thing. I would not be like, oh, I did that great. That is better, that is better. Still have the issue here, right there. Which is bad, as you guys might notice. If we do this. That right there is a freaking hero prop. That will be visible to the player. Well, I mean to the audience when they're looking at it. Like, the rest of this I think looks fine. It's just this little spike here. It's too pulled out. You could fix this by making a seam up here. Like, if you went in here and did this. And then we would mark that as a seam, I guess. But now we have a seam on top of the hero prop. Now we have a seam on top of the hero prop. It's not the best. Luckily, like, seams are not as bad as they were years ago in 3D. Like, seams years ago, like, you would see them, so you would have to hide them. Seams today are very like, seamless. Joke intended. As you see now this is fine. But now we have a seam on top of the hero prop. Which is an issue, but... It's an issue, but it works, I guess. It does pack it pretty well on the texture atlas. So this right here is the texture atlas, if you guys didn't know. So what is the texture atlas, you guys are asking me? No one is asking me shit. Let's see, I want to pull like that. explain anyway. Okay. So a texture atlas is... Let's use this as an example. So you see the square here. Right here. On this side. This is called a texture atlas. This is all the parts that it's going to be used. Like, even though this is a model with 2 different meshes. So this is a separate mesh, the trigger is a separate mesh, the gun is a separate mesh. These are 3 different meshes. They use one texture atlas because the 3 different parts use the same texture atlas. Does that make any sense? So basically, a texture atlas is like an atlas in... It's a list, but it's just a picture. It's a picture that has all the textures of different parts, and that's why it's called a texture atlas. And you want to utilize as much of the texture atlas as possible. For example, like this part here of our texture atlas is useless space that the game is gonna have to, render that doesn't exist. So this place right here is wasted space. So the more of your texture atlas you can fill, there are ways to check in Maya like how much of your texture atlas you're actually using. So if we go over here, so this 50% of this texture atlas is wasted hard drive space of the player that's playing your video game. Like, obviously, I've done this because I wanted to add like scopes and shit, so there's space left here to add more stuff to this gun. On this model, for example, we're not gonna put this with something else. Like, this swirl is gonna be its own mesh, one mesh, and it's gonna have its own texture atlas. So what you could do here is abuse the fact that, like, for example, we could go in here now and we could start pulling these vertices together, which would distort the mesh. It would distort these squares, but as long as the squares are the same size as they should be, then we can actually start cheating that, and we can start pulling this together. And by doing that, we could probably make this bigger. So it covers... Basically, the smaller these squares are from the checker texture, the higher texture quality our object has. So the more of the mesh we cover, the better texture quality the object will be. So you guys might have noticed, let's take a From Software game right here. Oh, that's the wrong hard drive. It's on... Is it on Vulkan? No, it's on Tatooine. Okay. So these are the textures for Dark Souls 2, right? So you see, here's the face. The face is a hero prop, right? So the hero prop you want, very big textures on. What is the size of this? So this is a 512 times 512. Like, Souls games are not very quality, guys. I don't know if you guys know this. It's not very high texture quality in Souls games. And these are scaled up too, you should know. This is 4K textures. So they are, scaled by like 4 times, 5 times, or something like that. But as you guys can see, like, you want to fill the texture atlas as much as possible. Let's take a sword or something. I want to show you guys what a real game dev would do. And no, I'm not putting Shibi Ariana in Dark Souls 2, guys. Forget about it. That's too much work, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, this is gonna take too long. I'm just gonna go to. I've actually extracted it. Let's see here. Dark Souls 2. No, that's remastered. Dark Souls 2 mods. So take a look at this right here. So this is the Moonlight's Greatsword inside of Dark Souls 2, right? And you can't open DDS files on Windows, so I'm going to open it in... Are you shitting me? Fucking hate you sometimes, Photoshop. Fucking hate you sometimes. No, I love you, Photoshop. So you guys see, this part of the mesh of the Moonlight's Greatsword is not used. This part is not used. This part is not used. So you're wasting this space right here. All of this. So this is like 30% of the mesh, right? So that means that you're wasting probably 35% of the mesh that is just unused texture, basically. And I don't know why From Software has actually, you know, shaded the unused part of their textures. I don't know, that's up to them, you know. You can also see that the handle of the sword is kind of poorly unwrapped, as you guys can see here with the swirly lines here. Like, it's kind of poorly unwrapped. But that's you know, that's something for someone else. That's something for someone else. Like, you see the thing that's actually supposed to be really good? That's unwrapped almost perfectly here, as you guys can see. Also, this thing is using the same side of the sword for both sides. So it's dual projecting this on both sides. Which is a really good way to do this. If you don't want a difference on either side of the sword, then this is perfect. I don't know if I'm making any sense here. But what I'm thinking is, like, this is the bottom. This is the part towards the handle. This is probably the top part towards this. So it hooks onto this. And you guys can see the handle here is actually, like, massive quality higher than the actual sword itself. Which is, like, it's something you can choose. But usually you want the same tessellation on the entire mesh. Like, you want the same texture pixel quality on the entire mesh. Like, obviously in gaming we don't do that. I think I somehow get it, yeah. Like, in gaming we don't necessarily care too much about that, as long as it's high enough quality that something isn't blurry. Like, you guys know when you walk up to a wall in a video game and it's, you know, really blurry or something? Like, let's see here. Let's just launch Skyrim. Oh shit, no, not like that. Let's just launch Skyrim. So if we go into Skyrim, you might lag the stream here, actually. But if we go into Skyrim real quick, which is probably not gonna be quick, but it's... I should just launch Dark Souls 2, actually. I should just have launched Dark Souls 2. I don't know why I'm just launching Skyrim. It's super modded. It's gonna go to hell. So let's see here. Okay, there's something wrong with my mouse movement here. But anyway, if you walk up here, like you can see that this obviously is not the same quality as, let's say, this. Because all the rocks in the game, they use like one texture, one big texture file, and it's just slapping rocks everywhere. Like it's more than one in Skyrim, but usually like you don't have a lot of texture files for all these rocks. While for the plants, you know, they have individual small files that mostly just have them in them. So it's like way different. But this is what I mean, like you guys can see that the ground here is way lower quality than this. And then if you look at a character, you know, see, like this armor is obviously modded. But this armor is, you know, insane quality compared to the ground. So it's a thing you really, like this is normal armor, right? Yeah, so you guys see the armor quality here is way better than whatever rock textures you're doing in the game. Like why I'm saying it's weird for From Software to have different texture qualities. Let's take a look at this sword right here. So you guys see, it's kind of weird for From Software to have better quality on this part than they have on this, especially when this is covered by hands. Does that make any sense? Oh, I'm seeing the Skyrim is killing the stream. Okay, let's quit. Yeah. Like, it's a little bit weird for From Software to have way higher quality on this. The bigger something is on the texture atlas, the higher quality it is in the game. So it's weird that they have way higher quality, especially on the pommel. You guys can see it. This is the pommel. The pommel is the equal size of the blade itself. Like it's obvious that they're trying to use as much of the texture atlas as possible, as I told you guys before. Like you could have left this down here, you know, in the corner, and then you would use way less of the texture even. But here you could argue here that they could have put these things here, right? On the right side, and they could have had two sides of this blade be textured differently, so they could have different damage on both of the sides here, and use the same file size, and it would just be better art. Like obviously this is quicker to do, but like from my perspective, you could have put two blades here, and then put the pommel and this crap over here, and the sword would be the same quality in the game for the player, because the player's hands is covering the pommel and the handle anyway. And here you guys can see this is the handle, and they're only using like a fourth of the handle, because this is a texture that you guys can see where this line stops here. It starts here, so it keeps using that same texture over and over again over the handle, so the handle can be as long and or as short as it wants to. Which means, you know, they could have had this even easier over here and had two sides of the blade instead. But like obviously that's up to you as a game dev. Like, what is important for you? Saving time? Like obviously this saves time. So here you guys see a normal map. Let's ignore that. Like From Software is smart. For example, So here we have the Bloody Moonlight's Greatsword that I've been working on to get into the game. Someone else has made this, by the way, it's not me. Oh, no, let's go to what I have been working on. So I made my shield have my logo on it, right? So we have the Ariana shield over here. In this file right here, this is the normal map. So they made their more normal maps pink. That's not usually how a normal map looks. Usually a normal map looks something like... it's usually blue. So let's just make like 1,000 squares. So let's say that... So if we do this, now our normal map is completely flat. So it's the lowest, because it's black. This is just how you're gonna think. This is actually just an easy way to make a normal map. So because everything is black here, right? That means that it's the lowest height of the normal map, right? And then if we make something white, this is the highest level of a normal map. So if then we abuse that Photoshop actually has a thing for this. So will we merge these shapes? No, we don't. We add a normal layer, then we merge everything. So we will merge this, and then we go into filters, and then we go into... We have to actually select 3D, and we'll pick generate normal map like this. And then it's gonna say that we're discontinuing this, but who cares? So you guys can see that what I had black here is now this color. And then you have these lines around here. So this tells the program that there's actually a height difference here. So if you were to put this into a video game, the square would stick out of the item. The square would stick out of the item, and there would be a square on top of the flat surface without me having to go into Blender here, go into modeling, and go in here, select edges or whatever, face, and then I have to click all the faces like this. And then you go in here and you do extrude face, and then you pull this out like that. Like, you wouldn't have to do that, but it's not super powerful. It's not super powerful. By how much? We're talking like maybe 5 millimeters. It would stick out. It depends on the tessellation of the mesh. But that's basically how a normal map works. From Software, on the other hand, doesn't do that. They have their own strategy to do that, but for me to explore that with you guys would be a little bit too much for you guys. So let's just keep going here. We have already killed the stream on Skyrim once. We've already killed the stream on Skyrim once. My legs are itching now. But guys in chat, everyone. Adu, Main, Saflagor, Shivert, what do you guys think I should do tomorrow on the affiliate stream? On the affiliate day? How do we celebrate the affiliate day? Do we do some Minecraft shenanigans? What do we do? We should gossip about Padish. We can't make my stream about Padish all the time. What about me? What about Foxy Ariana? I have a question here. Okay, so this thing is way easier to fix. Let's see here. We want edge. So we want to make a face. We want to make a seam here, I think. No, no. Wait, can I use the same material? I can, okay. More creative art? Maybe, maybe. Depends if you guys are nice or not. Depends if you guys are nice. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. We can do that if you guys want. I want to do some painting though. Maybe we can do Warhammer Blood Bowl painting in real life. Let's see. So we want to do this, right? And then we want to click this button. Want to unwrap. So there is some stretching here. So let's go into that tool. Minimize stretching. So here we have the issue that it doesn't like the spikiness here, but that's just an issue you're gonna have. That works as it is hard. Yeah. So you guys see, this was pretty easy to unwrap. Like you have some issues like up here. You have some issues up here, but like that's gonna be very like it has very high tessellation. That's gonna be very easy to fix. Well, paint on or whatever. So we can hide the ear first, and we're going to the ears. So this thing is problematic. This thing is problematic, I'm not gonna lie. First we're gonna do some fixing here. So these ears have a bottom. I don't know why I have... You don't need a bottom here. A rule with 3D art, guys, is that you don't want unnecessary textures. Does that make any sense? Like, you don't want shit that doesn't exist. You don't want unnecessary polygons, I mean. Like, those polygons don't do anything. So we can just remove them. So let's put the hair back. So you guys see the hair covers the rest of the bottom too, so... So we want to remove all of this because this is just unnecessary polygons. Like no one is ever gonna see this. This is inside the skull. So we can just delete those faces. There you go. And as you guys can see, if you put this back now, there's literally no difference, you know? There's literally no difference now. So now we want to go into this. Oh yeah, we want to go into UV texture editing. Want to select this crop again. So this is a little tricky. So we have inside of an ear and we have an outside of the ear here. I hate the song. I don't know why I still have it. So like you could cut it here and cut all the way up and it would fold out like a circle. Like, let's try that and see how that would work. Let's just add material 1 here. So you guys see that there's some massive issues with this already? So we'll do that. Then we're going to UV, we'll mark a seam. So this is gonna look horrible. I know that from experience. I know that from experience. But you can go in here, you can unwrap this. You see, like it folded out like a circle, just like I said, right? Actually, that's fucking good as hell. Actually, that's really fucking good. And you know, this seam is hidden inside of the ears. Because you know, the ear fuzz is in front of it. Maybe I'm better at 3D art than I think. I don't think so. I'm very big-headed, guys. I'm very big-headed. It's very important to know that I've been using Blender for like a couple of days. Compared to Maya I've been using for years. Like obviously your skills just transfer, you know? Obviously your skills just transfer when it comes to this shit, but so you guys see, this is almost perfectly unwrapped. This part. This is not. And this is not. But obviously, like, it has to do with the shape of the object. Like, this object has a really shitty shape, you know? But as long as the cubes are somewhat cubes, it should be fine. As you guys can see, like, they become cubes if you look from different directions. Because if an object isn't flat, it's very hard to get flat textures looking flat on a flat plane, you know? Like, a checkered texture on a flat plane looks flat, but if you put it on this, you know, there's gonna be a whole different story. There's gonna be a whole different story. But as you guys can see, on a flat surface like this, the checkers are perfect. And then you get in here, and this is very spiky and weird, right? So the cubes are gonna be distorted from different angles. But that doesn't mean, as long as they're like cubes and you can't see that they're not squished, it should be fine. That's why I worried more about the sizes of the cube when I was doing this. So this is basically how you do this. And this is the thing that everyone quits on when they're trying to learn 3D art. They're like, I hate this shit. I don't want to do this. This sucks. And people usually use cheat methods to do this. And they never learn this. And if you do that, you're ruining your life, I'm gonna be honest. Because you can't paint your models if you don't learn how to do this, you know? You can't paint them. Like, obviously you can just use auto unwrap or whatever. Like, that's probably what you should do. That's probably what you should do if you can't be arsed to learn it. So this thing is gonna be extremely hard to unwrap. Because here we have spaces between the hair, right? So we have spaces between the hair, which means that there's a lot of surface area that has to be in between this, which is impossible for the program to figure out. So what I would do here is I would unwrap the outside and the inside separately. And then I would take these things right here. So I'm gonna try a thing. I think this is gonna work. So we're gonna select the outside, right? And then we want to select this. But we don't want to select the inside. I remember Blender actually agreeing with me when I did this the last time I tried. So we need all of this inside selected. And then we need to put out some seams. Well, we're gonna do that when we're done. We're gonna do that when we're done. So we select all the polygons that's gonna be of the outside texture. Like obviously this is pretty easy hair to work with because it had such brick quality to it. I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Like this model is supposed to look like a toy, if you guys haven't figured it out. This is supposed to look like a toy that you like a little doll. That's why I haven't made it like super high poly. And also, you know, I want to put it into VR chat and screw around. like Adu asked earlier. So Adu asked earlier if like how I make this move. This is why we're making this. We're making this so we can learn how to make it move. So I need to deselect these. I do like that this uses the Maya style of selecting and deselecting faces. Because the Blender way of selecting and deselecting safe faces, I hate. I hate it so much. Like there's a little dot in the middle of the things and you have to be close to it to select the face, and I hate it. I don't have any noted emotes. What does that mean, Adu? Okay, so we want to separate this shit right now. We want to separate this shit. We're just gonna unwrap this separately. There you go. Then we're gonna add the checker texture. As you guys can see, that worked out pretty well. Great, that's why I said it would. Now we just need to make sure that it actually uses all of the things. It's like obviously you guys see that the squares are smaller here. We're gonna fix that in a second here. Live to win. I was gonna use a noted emote, but failed to find any. What is a noted emote? Wait, maybe I should get my own noted emote. What is a noted emote, Aru? You're being such a mysterium. You're being such a mystery, man. You take notes that... Oh, yeah, the thing you guys keep sending me all the time? The little girl that is nodding? As you guys see here, we have a massive issue here, right here. So this is really bad. This is really bad. So what vertex is that? In there, here. Yeah, that's not hooked up to anything correctly. Okay, I want to turn this off and I want to select like whole islands here. I want to move that shit away. That's the inside, by the way. To the gates of hell. Always to heaven for the Nazi lines. Yeah, fixing this is gonna take some effort. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, fixing this shit is gonna take some effort. So there's an issue here. This is why I needed to make some seams like I talked about earlier. Guys, I should tell you guys about my really bad Sabaton. About my really bad Sabaton. I wish you could just select vertices without using left click. I fucking hate it. I mean right click. I don't understand why right click was the choice here. I honestly don't know why I'm doing this. I honestly don't know. I went to a Sabaton concert, guys, with my ex-girlfriend. It's the worst experience I've ever had going to any type of music event. I don't know if Sabaton fans just are trash, but they ruined that experience for me completely. Also, they were singing the bad songs. I don't understand that. Like, I get they want to like tour their new songs, but how about you just make good songs? Why do you tour with the bad songs? Yeah, but the worst thing, like, the songs were fine. They played the old favorites at the end. I was happy about that. But the thing is, like, my ex-girlfriend forced me into the mosh pit. To the mosh pit at the Sabaton concert. And apparently Sabaton fans are just crazy. They're insane. And they decided that they were gonna squish me until nothing of me existed. And that was not fun. End of story. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome back, Sapphire. Okay, now we can make the seams I want to make. Okay, now we can make the seams. Because now I can see where I'm supposed to make the seams right here. But this tells me that we're missing shit. Such a man in Russia long ago. He was such a lovely dear. Like, I know that's on this side. Please just show me where it is. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Women would desire. Okay, I don't know how I missed these polygons. Okay, that's not important right now. That's not important. But I missed these as well? No wonder it couldn't figure this shit out. Okay, there we go. So now all of that actually is selected, right? I'm surprised how well this is unwrapping this, even though I'm not done. Like, this is a disaster right here. This is a disaster. Yeah, see, it's squishing it here for some reason. Like, it has all the space in front here, but it's squishing it right here into a mess. Oh, the bottom part is selected. That would do it. That would do it. That would do it. Rah rah, Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. Okay, now we want to select some islands. Fucking god. Stop being so difficult today, Blender. Okay, so now that's actually cut out correctly. Like, obviously this is not done yet. Like, we need to do a lot of shit to get this to actually work. So now we can select this crap, we can do the same. Then we need to leave this, I think. So you guys see, the inside here is really well unwrapped here. Which means we don't have to bother with it, you know? We don't have to bother with it. It's great. So now we can work on the hard part, which is outside of the hair, right? Because we have some real issues on the outside, as you guys can see. The biggest issues comes from this. So we want to make seams all where this is, because like we can. It's not gonna have any bad effects. So we want to make seams like that. And then up here as well, I think. Actually, up there I think it might be fine. Whoa, machine. Whoa, machine. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Is 3D something you guys would have liked to learn? Or is this something that horrifies you? Every time I've gone to school for this, there's always been someone like crying their eyes out. I'm not gonna lie, there's always been someone crying their eyes out, being like, I don't want to be here. Just make it stop. I don't know. To me, this is kind of natural, you know, it's just all fun for me. I love tedious bullshit like this. As you guys might have seen, I can spend a lot of time just making random ass mods for games. It doesn't take a lot of effort for me to just sit down and just make mods. Okay, I haven't thought about that I have made it that way. That might be problematic. That might be really problematic. So you guys see we have the same mesh going in inside of the mesh here. That is a little bit problematic. So we're gonna make these seams. And then we're gonna turn this. Oh yeah, we can't do that. I'm gonna go in here, do that. I don't know what this is right here. Oh, that's the bottom of that? We just want to unwrap this with the new seams. So you guys see now it's split up more, so it's more evenly unwrapped. So now we need to minimize stretch, I think. Okay, it's a little bit fiddly to get this to be as good as it should be, unfortunately. It's a little bit fiddly to get this to be good here, actually. Now we need to make sure that everything is selected. There's probably like a select all thing. But I don't know that in Blender. If anyone knows, I would love to know. Like Control A would be nice. Control A would be nice. So you guys see, this thing is now gonna be built out of two different shits here. So we'll go into island selection here. So that's face. So I think this is the one we want. Yes, it is. So now we need to figure out how do we make this into a square. Oh shit, that's the wrong thing. So here you can be like, oh, the inside of the hair is gonna be invisible. So we could do this manually, which would probably be the best, or we can just all box them and then be like pack islands. So this did the exact opposite of what I would have done, as you guys see. Like, I would have, you know, used the fact that they're circles. But the program here decided that that was not the best decision. Like, you see here how much space the program is wasting, right? Like, I just moved that thing right there. Oh shit. I don't know why my head thinks R is scale. Like, I've used this program for like 20 years at this point. I've used 3D software since I was 12. I got Maya from one of my dad's friends when I was 12 and I started using it. That's why it's so hard to go away from it, you know? So now we can just use the R key here. Okay, what is this? What is that, Blender? Jesus. Okay, why is this moving so quickly? Okay, there we go. I'm using the shift key if you guys have never used Blender. When you use the shift key, it makes shit go slower. Okay, so now I have changed this, and now we have a bigger, we use more of a texture atlas than we did before. Obviously, we have the same issue From Software have here, if you guys are noticing. Like, this is probably like, this is probably more. This is probably like more like 40% of the texture atlas that we're not using. But we have an insane shape here. I'm not gonna lie, guys. We have an insane shape here compared to a sword. You know? We have an insane shape. And we need to be able to paint all of it. Obviously, we could just make the inside smaller. But I don't know if that would help, honestly. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't think that would help. Like, I think this is good for now. Like, I've called this beta hair for a reason, guys. I've called this beta hair for a reason. So now you guys see the ears and the hair is way higher quality. I mean, the ears and the swirl on the back side of the head is way higher quality than this. Like, this thing right here, this square right here, is gonna be the same amount of pixels as this. Like, obviously you don't have the same, like, image size for the ears as you have for this. Right here. Am I making any sense? Yeah, like this right here. This square, if you make a 2K texture, 2000 by 2000 pixels, these pixels right here are the same pixels as this tiny square right here. So that's something you have to balance out with your textures later. Like, because the bigger these squares are, the lower quality it is compared to this. If you have the same texture size. Like, obviously you would make like this hair like a 2000 by 2000 texture, and then you would make this like a 512 or something, and this something else, you know? It's up to you at the end of the day. So let's move on to the next. That's like all the top of the head things. So the color would be kind of easy to do. I'm pretty sure. No clue? No, it's kidding. I know it's hard, easy to do. Okay, let's do the color. So this thing we should be able to get like a perfect. This thing we should be able to make a perfect on wrap for. So on this thing we know exactly where we're gonna put. Okay, there we go. So here we know exactly where we want the seam, because we want the seam where the player will never see it, aka on the back side of the character. And this is technically a cylinder, guys. Like you guys see, this is technically a cylinder. So you want to cut it in half on the back here. Because that means that you can fold it out, right? So if you cut this in half on the back side, it's just a big cylinder. And it will be like a long flat thing, right? So you mark that as the seam. And then you need to figure out where is this gonna fold from. And I would say the obvious one is this circle right there. So you mark that as a seam. So now this is an open cylinder. And obviously we have some more issues with this one, aka the front. So this little thing here is gonna cause issues. So we have to open that shit out. I kind of want to keep this whole. I don't know if I can though. No, I have to cut it here as well. So what I mean with this is technically a cylinder. Well, it's technically a cube. Well, it's technically just a cylinder too, if you think about it. So let's just grab all the faces. All the faces all everywhere. Can you control A this? No. That's an underused command in 3D. That's an underused, like, standard PC command in 3D. I have to say, it would be so convenient if you can just control Asia. So now we can just unwrap this. Add the texture. So that is pretty good. So do you guys see what I mean when I told you it would unfold like a cylinder? Like here you have the front that I cut up. And it just unrolled itself. And you guys are wondering, like, why are these so long? It's because it's trying to fit it in a square here. It's trying to fit it in a square right here. So, like, you could in theory fix this by doing this. Do you guys see? But it wants it to be a square. But we could do this. Like, that would fix a lot of it. Wish there was a way to use lock on here. So like obviously here, every single square is okay, right? Like if you were giving this to a human to texture in Photoshop, you would have a little bit of an issue, right? Because then you would have to tell the human that when you're painting this way, you have to paint it like half the length. Like, we don't have to care about that because the human is not going to texture this, you know? We're putting it into Substance Painter over here. Like, Substance Painter will just figure this shit out itself. Well, I mean, like, I'm gonna texture it, but I'm not gonna put this into texture and put, like, buttons here. Because that would be problematic. If I was gonna texture this myself, I would just do this. Like, now I can texture it myself. Now I can. But now we have the highest texture quality. I guess. But, like, you could also argue that if you do this and then just put it with one of these other textures, you could use the same texture atlas for it. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. We're gonna decide if we're gonna combine the ears and this. Like, we haven't decided how many texture atlases we're gonna use yet. Cause you have to decide what texture atlases you want to do before you start texturing. Now that's a very good thing to remember. That's a very good thing to remember. You have to decide that before you start texturing. Okay, we're gonna hide the color. Let's do the tail. Yeah, I have to go into the... Here we go. Well, yeah, we wanna decide where we're gonna... So a tail is kind of annoying. A tail is kind of annoying because, like, there's no place you can put the seam where the player is not gonna see it. If that makes any sense. Like, the player's gonna see the here, and if you're running behind, then you're gonna see it here, right? And I'm back again. I didn't even know you were gone this time. I kind of want to learn what is the key to select an entire mesh. Because this is annoying. This is annoying. I will look that up after the stream. Wait, also a good thing, guys, is to save. A good thing is to save. Because these programs, they crash a lot, guys. I'm not gonna lie about that. These programs crash more than your mother does without a driver's license. These programs crash more than your mother without a driver's license. As you see, the tail was kind of an easy operation. Like, obviously we have some texture inequality on this. We have some texture inequality on this, unfortunately. But to fix that, we would have to cut it on the other side, so we're not gonna worry about that. This is just an easy way to do it. Let's see, the skirt. Skirt just use the cylinder. So the skirt just use the cylinder, so you just cut some place where it doesn't really matter. Tip from the coach here, guys. Just cut somewhere where the player is not gonna see it. Like the butt. Unless you're doing a butt. Unless you're doing some butt shots, guys. There we go. So there we have a really good unwrap on that, but as you guys can see, we can put something else here, you know, otherwise we might get some trouble. So here we're only using 50% of the texture atlas. So that's good to remember. So the hood I think is gonna be easy. Well, the hood needs to have some modeling on it, I see. So let's do this. This is inside the model, so we're just gonna remove this. That was very much an edgelord kid, guys. If you guys are wondering about the music. Let's turn the body on. So that shit is inside. On this model, if I was making it like seriously for a client, I would probably try and make the hood be part of the character. But here I was like, I kind of want to use this chibi for something else. Like if I want to make my sister a chibi, I want the body to not have a hood on it. I also saved it before I made the jacket part of the thing too. So this thing I think is gonna be pretty easy to unwrap. So we're gonna go into faces. Actually, we're gonna go into edge. So I would cut it here. Like just there. If you make a seam there, it's gonna fold out pretty easily. You could also argue that making a seam here and cutting out the inside would also make it easier. As I've said before, guys, with 3D, just try it, okay? Just try it and see what happens. You don't learn anything from just following tutorials. You learn way more from just trying things and then looking at tutorials at the same time. So it's not the best. It's not the best. Like, this is a big problem. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. So we're gonna minimize the stretch here. Okay, that looks way better. We've kind of like moved the stretch to somewhere else. Okay, I like that way better. Okay, that's good. Okay, now we have the fur color. So this thing is gonna be tricky. So this is a little sausage. I think you guys can see this. This shit is a little sausage. So I would cut it there, because that's inside of the jacket. But that's not enough. That is not enough. So I'm wondering, would that work? My brain is telling me that that would not work. So this can obviously roll out now. That's no issue. I think this is the wrong idea here. So we want to cut off the caps, but still have them attached where the player could see it. So at the top. So that would work. That would work. I've also ordered food. Oh, you have to tell us about the food. You have to tell us about the food, Sapphire. Now we can just unwrap that shit. Do you guys see how good that worked? You guys see how good that worked? What did you order, buddy? Agreed. We need to know. We need to know. So now that's good. So you guys see there's many parts here. So you see we have two long parts. We have the skirt, who is a long part. So both of these parts right here. So we're gonna do the objects. Both of these parts are long parts, right? So we could put those parts in the same texture atlas, right? Like that would be perfect, right? I just had some melon. Nom nom. I like cantaloupe more. I don't know what that is. It's probably some desert food. It's probably some desert food. I don't know what people in the desert eat. Maine, you've never told me what people in the desert eat. I'm guessing it's fried chicken. No. Desert me in the middle of a fight. Desserts. No, that's not dessert. That I don't know how to play desert. Every American eats fried food. Every Swedish person eats fried food. Every Swedish person eats fried food too. Okay, so the question is if we should. I think we should. Yeah, we should. Okay, let's select all of this. And then exit this. This year's song makes me remember when League of Legends was a good game. This just makes me remember when League of Legends was a good game. Before they put all the fucking edgelord loser champions in. All of the fucking invulnerability. Fucking hate invulnerability. Just fucking be a goddamn man if you're gonna play an edgelord champion, am I right? Just fucking be a man if you're gonna play an edgelord champion. Don't go fucking invulnerable. If you're gonna play an edgelord man champion, just be fucking a man and just goddamn don't go invulnerable all the time. Please and thank you. We should play League tomorrow for I would play League with you guys. I would play League. We could play some A-rounds. Okay, so now we have to remember that these two are of the same texture atlas. That means that they have to use the same material, because Substance Painter divides things by material. Someone write that down. No, I'm just kidding. I know how this works. You don't have to write it down. Did you guys write it down? I'm not touching the game. I will not suffer the fate of League players. What do you mean? We're gonna play ARAM? That's the only way to play League without suffering. Tell them, Otter. What do you mean? You know exactly what I mean. Well, we all know League is cancer. I don't think we have to hide that shit, right? Like, everyone here knows that League is cancer, right? There's no one here with fucking illusions about that. I'm hoping. Okay, this thing I would like to put in the texture atlas of the head, for obvious reasons. I think everyone can understand that. Oh yeah, there is no head on this model. This is a chibi model. This is a chibi model. It doesn't have a head. Well, it has a head. It's just part of everything else. Okay, we only have the body left now. Okay, the body is the hardest part. So you guys can see, now we have everything textured. With checkers. Except for the head itself. Well, except for the... whatever this is. Whatever this is, don't fucking fight me. I'll fight you in real life. Don't fight me, I'll fight you in real life. Yeah, these things can share a texture atlas. Nom nom. Nom nom. Guys, when I sit at home alone, just doing things my brain just tells me to do. Nom nom. Nom nom. I'm broken, guys. I'm broken. I'm ruined. I'm fucking ruined. Is it not nice to do? I knew there was some shit missing here. I put in Christmas and smash this too. Okay, I don't think this is possible. Okay, we'll skip this idea. I'm gonna fuck you softly. Tell me you guys love this song. Sweetly wanna buy you completely. Look how weird the model looks without hair, guys. Humans are built to have hair, guys. Ariana, that's me. That's me. That's me, man. Man. It's freezing outside for you. What do you mean? It's like 5 degrees. It's like 5 degrees. It's like summer weather. I'm joking. That's not like summer weather. Nom nom. Let's see. How cool is it? Well, my phone is dying. It's 4 degrees and raining. That's not that bad, man. It's 4 degrees and raining. That's not that bad, guys. That's not that bad, guys. It's 12 degrees here, yeah. That's cold enough. Don't blame me. Blame the game. Okay, this is a hard thing, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This shit gonna suck. Okay? This shit gonna suck. So I'm gonna do what you always do. Like, obviously this has way more shapes than a naked ass body. Because of the jacket, so that's gonna be problematic. Without it being... Look at that, look at that. So usually I cut it here. Usually I cut it because it folds out from the front, right? So if you cut it here, then you're, you know, it's not great. But if you cut it here, that's better. So you cut it right here. Like, think of this. This is like playing with paper mache, guys. This is why when you hear movie critics say that 3D art is easy, you fucking punch them in the face. You fucking punched him in the face. Why am I doing this? I can just press control. I'm an idiot. Like that. So that's usually what you would do on a character. And then way more things, because usually things have thingies. We don't have any thingies, so we're not gonna worry about the thingies, okay? But this thing has a massive dome, if you guys haven't noticed. This thing has a freaking massive dome. Like, usually the head is this size. So cutting it open like this usually works, but this has a massive dome. But we're gonna try this. I don't think this is gonna work, but sometimes stuff just works, I guess. Sometimes shit just works. I think we're gonna cut this law further because the hair starts here. The hair starts there, and we're gonna use that to its fullest potential, guys. So I think we could put more seams on the back side of the head. Shit, that's not what I wanted. Shit, that's not what I wanted. Well, what is it at your place, man? What's the heat in the desert? Is it 35 degrees? In the middle of the night? 23 C, that's like normal Swedish summer weather. Time for you to go outside, man. I hear it's good weather. Okay, now you guys are gonna get to see heresy, guys. You guys are gonna get to see heresy. This is not gonna unwrap well. Under the sea. Under the sea. It actually did this way better than I thought it would. It did this way better than I thought it would. It even has the face here. Except for down here, it did that pretty well. Cold? What do you mean cold? That's perfect heat. That's perfect heat for you. Okay, let me think. Let me think. What is the issue here? So it's not unrolling the legs correctly. Like it's supposed to unroll that and then unroll this. It's not doing that though. It's not unrolling the arms either, really. The arms looks really good for how badly they're unrolled here. Like obviously the biggest issue is here. What happens if we just remove this seam then? Unfaded. It's 6C here. See, so Cephalogar is the same weather as me. Well, I have 2 degrees colder, but 2 degrees is nothing, guys. 2 degrees is nothing. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Do we have any overlapping bullshit here? No? I'm surprised how well this fucking worked, guys. Food's here. You didn't tell us what food it is. Also, we need pics on Discord and the good food zone. You guys need to start using the good food zone more, guys. Are you on one of those mad Russians to swim in 10 minus 10 degrees? That's Finnish people. And they don't swim in minus 10, they swim in like minus 30. The Finns be crazy, boys. This is fucking perfect. I do wish that it prioritized the head over the body with the texture quality here. So we might have to cut the head off and make it bigger and then put it back on. Yeah, I didn't think this would do fuck all. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think that would do fuck all. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw lower than -5 in my life. The lowest I've seen is like close to -40. But that was a long time ago. That was back in the olden days. That was back in the olden days, guys. It was before global warming. That was before global warming was a thing. Okay, I wanna cut the head off here. Like, we're gonna sew it back on, guys, but like, this shit ain't gonna work here. Like, if we texture the face, it's gonna be like the lowest quality face you've ever seen in your life. Okay, where's the square I'm missing? There's a square here, next to the arm. I don't know which one though. Okay, there we go. Says stupid again. Okay, how do I cut the head off? I marked it as a seam, but how do I collect? Oh yeah, I just need to click the button again. So I want to scale this down until it has the same texture scaling as the top shit there. Before Danish Empire was a thing, ancient era, I mean, what do you mean before the Danish Empire? I mean before global warming kicked in as much as it has. Like, when I was a kid, guys. When I was a kid, like, every winter was really, like, amazing. It's like recently when shit's hit the fan real bad. It's recently when shit hits the fan real bad and everything is just shit, you know? Let's see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to put the head back on. Let's see here. Pack Islands. Do not scale. We thought that was a good solution, eh? We thought that was a good solution. I'm just gonna keep it then. Shit. This is gonna be so confusing when you texture though. Like this is upside down. This is where the head is. This is literally having its head up its ass, guys. This this model literally is having its head up its ass on the texture right now. Okay, what the fuck, Blender? Like you could put something more in here, like the ears or whatever, you know? That's something you have to think about. Like you can just slam whatever you want in here. Well, that's the character unwrapped as well, guys. And this is really square, so this is really good. So now we can just turn isolation off. No, this is you can actually texture this shit now, guys. What do you guys think? I'm guessing none of you guys understand what the fuck I've been doing here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I think it's time to... It's time to combine texture atlases here. Like the tail does not have to have its own thing here. Let's see, we're gonna go in here. The fuck, Blender? If you're in the middle of an item, it just goes buck wild. I don't understand why. We had minus 23 last winter. Yeah. Like, I don't get that cold here where I'm in Sweden. I'm guessing it is because where I live, it's like close to where a Gulf Stream slams into Europe. So now the tail and this is part of the same texture atlas, as you guys can see. Oh yeah, I need this to be straight. I need this to be straight because I'm gonna put zippers on this. It's gonna be really hard to work in Photoshop later if it's not straight because I'm a person. As I told you guys before, people really make the shit harder. When you're a person, that you just make shit harder, okay? It makes shit harder. Damn, I'd like to see how minus 23 feels. I don't know, if you've been cold at like any point, then you know how minus 23 feels. Wait, is this fucking thing not selected? Okay, it is good. Okay, good it is. Okay. Okay, so now the tail, the body is using the same texture atlas. This thing and this thing also uses the same texture atlas. Like that. How does the hood's texture atlas look? Okay, so we should be able to squeeze that in to the texture atlas of the body and the tail. Now we just get to do the fun part of selecting everything in the fucking faces bullshit again. Like, is there no way to select everything? So that selects inverted. Let's just Google it. I'm tired of this. Blender select all faces. Oh, I have X-ray selected in the other mode. How do I turn that on here? How did that logo look? Oh, they're not showing a logo. Okay, that's way easier. I didn't think I could just do that. I don't get why I fucking forgot about that. I can just turn wireframe on. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm such a fucking idiot. Oh, I'm disappointed in myself. I'm disappointed in myself. That's like the biggest noob mistake I've made. Okay, turn shading back on. I would have given a hard time designing my current product though, if I was living in a colder place. Didn't feel that cold anymore. The humidity was already frozen out of the air. Yeah. I don't know, like people keep telling me that, but I'm gonna tell you guys. When it's like minus 30, humidity doesn't matter in the slightest. A lot of people are like, well, but the humidity will make it so much colder. Like if it's minus 30, it's minus 30 no matter what. Like I come from the north, guys, where winter is fucking coming. Where winter's fucking coming. I just gave you guys flashbacks from the show and now you guys are crying. How bad it ended. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So this can cause some issues when we're texturing. Because the hood is put into the body. But that's why Substance Painter does this. If you guys get what I'm saying. That's why Substance Painter does this. Because you can paint on this side if something is stuck inside of something else here. And obviously, if you're texturing in Photoshop, then this is not an issue in the first place. -10 shortly after snowing or raining Does feel colder, harsher than -23 after 4 weeks without any downfall at all. Probably right, probably right. I'm just saying from my experience of living in the north of Sweden, when it's a -30, it doesn't matter. That's just what I want to say. You can't run from that cold. That cold will kill you. Okay, so the hood and the skirt shares the texture atlas, right? So discuss about stars. I'm sorry, I like the song. I'm sorry, I like the song, guys. I mean, Jake Daly and 6. Okay, why is it not selecting everything now? Oh, I didn't select wireframe. I'm ready for reflection. It's so far in. It's supernatural. Also, for earlier questions, I got Döner calzone and some fries. A Döner calzone. So that's a kebab calzone. In Sweden, we don't do the whole Döner thing. I don't know why everyone does. In Sweden, we don't do the whole Döner thing. Oh, in Sweden, it's the same thing. We call both things kebab. That's just how Sweden works, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, we just call it the same thing. Okay, let's see here. So these things are all connected. Still quite strange. Wouldn't expect someone make Döner calzone. Sounds like an abomination, not gonna lie. I don't know, calzones are pretty good. I don't know. I'm gonna say something that's gonna get you guys angry at me. I don't necessarily like kebab. It's one of those things where my friends were like, "This is the best thing you will ever taste," and then I ate it and I was like, "No, not really, not really." So this is a thing you're gonna look very close at, guys. So I'm making it kind of big on the texture atlas here. Like my Irish friend keeps saying donor also. Like, what is Döner in Swedish then? Because I don't think we have it. Yeah, like you guys can see. See it right there. In Sweden, it's just kebab. It's like that. It's a heck of a kebab with some onions, stretched cheese inside of it. Folded like pizza dough. Yeah. As you guys can see quite clearly there, in Sweden, it's just kebab. Search for Adana kebab. A doner kebab is something that is is made out of long, like just ground meat. It says just long ground meat. So it's like ground meat on a spear, if this says it correctly. The original kebab is diverse and wrongly advertised partially thanks to the Turks that migrated to Europe in the 60s. Yeah, they are the ones that are selling this to me, and as you guys can quite frankly see, kebab and doner is the same thing in Sweden. There you go. Proven. I've proven it. Washing in your shoes. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. I feel like the ears should probably be in the same texture atlas as the body. But that would make it problematic though. That would make it problematic to put together. And also if I'm making another character that doesn't have ears, there is more like newly added thing to kebab. I don't know what doner is, as I said. Like all kebab you get in Sweden is the thing on the pipe. On the pipe thing, you know, when you put the knife on it and they pull down stripes. That's kebab in Sweden. That's what we call kebab. It's been more like me and be less like you. I would like to put both of these in the same though. Okay, we're doing that. I become so long. Become so. Yeah, we want to put these in the same. Like, it doesn't make sense to not have them in the same. Like, it's both part of the ears, and they're gonna use the same. It's hard to explain my thinking process here, guys. Sorry. It's hard to explain how I'm thinking. So, like, when you're doing this, you have to think about what shader is gonna use what. You know, you have to think what shader is gonna be on the same item. I don't know how I'm gonna explain what shaders are to you guys. I'm sorry. But you know, let's think about this in a way. Oh yeah, I need to remove those eyebrows. I just really I just remember those eyebrows. Actually no, those are not gonna be transparent, so we can leave them there. But if something is transparent, it uses another shader than if something isn't transparent. Okay, how do you pack this the best? Turn it through the sky. Speed of light. Turn a picture of supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. So you gotta have a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. This is such a good fucking song. This is such a good fucking song. It's no matter because you can figure it out because I can. I'll figure it out. So these are the same texture quality. Yes, they are. Okay, good. Okay, so we have the ears on on a separate thing now. Like, From Software left this much space as well. Like, guys, I'm not gonna compete with From Software now, am I? $1 million game, $1 billion game studio. I'm not gonna fight it, guys. I'm not gonna fight it. I'm gonna do the best I can. Oh yeah, shit. Is the swirl a separate? Yes, it is. These two you want to be in the same. No, you actually don't want them to be in the same. Okay, how do we think about this? I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. Something new. Having a good time. Having a ball. I think I'm gonna commit heresy here, guys. I think I'm gonna commit heresy here. Because this thing... Like, if we want to make a character that doesn't use this haircut right here... With this swirl on the back... Because if I put these in the same texture atlas, it's gonna be annoying to texture the hair. It's gonna be real annoying. It's gonna suck. Disagree. All in the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Share the hydrate. Like, yes, I can put the swirl in the same texture atlas as the hair. As the hair. Let's just fucking do it. It's gonna make it more annoying to texture it, but I think it's gonna be the most professional. It's gonna make it more professionally made. If we do. Have you guys seen X-Men First Class? It fucking uses the song so good. It uses the song so well. I love it. I love it. When Quicksilver runs around. Ariana doing nerd references no one knows about again. Feels bad. Feels bad for me now. Okay, let's see. How small does this shit have to be? Rooted man to disagree. Hmm. Oh dear. I don't know if this was a good idea. Okay, we have to maximize the size of this. This is why some people work as texture artists and some people work as modelers, by the way, guys. Texture artists are a special breed. Well, I do a lot of texturing, actually. I do a lot of texturing. As you guys can see, this square is a little bit bigger than this. It's not too different. It's very different to this, but that's because of the weird shape we have. Okay, now those are in the same texture atlas. Okay, so the hair is in the same texture atlas. The ears are in the same texture atlas. The hood, tail, and body is in the same texture atlas. The fur color and the skirt is in the same texture atlas. And then this is separate for some reason. So we might have to find a way to implement that shit. Like, I would like to implement it in the skirt and this. Because you guys see how much higher quality it is than the rest of the outfit. But it's 4 very square items. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. So let's see here. We have 4 square items here. Wait, what the fuck is this? Okay, the collar is not unwrapped correctly. A good thing I noticed that now. Why were 2 parts separate before? Okay, the best solution here would be to make them the shape they would need to be. So like that. Pull this over here. Then we're gonna pick this object. Actually, that object doesn't matter. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, Caris. What is the time? Oh, it's almost stream end. But I have so much more to learn. Okay, here I would do this just to help me. And then this. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I would make this big as hell. And then squish this until they're squares. Like that. Good night, Otter. It's close to 12. We're gonna wake up at 8 a.m. Good night, Otter. Okay, so we have nailed this now. Like, now this has the correct texture. So now we could do this, and we could go into pack islands and then scale and then... Okay, that's shitty. That's shitty. So let's see, we have 4 squares, right? This is really annoying. When you press R, you have to be away from the objective, which sucks. If you guys want proof AI is not ready yet, you see how I easily figured out how 3 squares was gonna fit together in a square. See how easy I figured it out compared to the computer that was like, no, that actually doesn't work. Fucking AI, man. Fucking AI. Everyone is talking about AI. AI is stupid as hell. Thinking everything about me. I was coming out and saying this. AI be a dumbass. AI be a dumbass. That's perfect. Computer says no. Agreed. That's perfect. So that's all the clothing parts in the same thing. All the body parts in the same thing, all the hair parts in the same thing, and all the ears in the same thing. So now we can de-isolate this. Do you guys see? This is kind of the same quality now. The skirt has more of a quality like this. This has higher quality. It's obviously, this is going to be fur. We're going to do fur detail on this. The hair and the tail is going to be wonky quality. Kind of looks like. Okay, so now we have to figure out. So now we have to get this into the texture program. But we've done the hard part now, guys. We've done the hard part. The hard part's done. So now we need to go into modeling, because it's easier to see things. So now we need to make materials. So we're gonna make a new material. We're gonna call you... Fucking fruit fly, get away from me. We're gonna call this body... body... So I call them body texture. Because when you put it into Substance Painter, it uses the name of the material to create textures. So if you have body underline texture, then it says body underline texture. And then... Let's just call it, yeah, let's call it texture. So we're gonna call it body underline texture. And we're gonna put every single one of these in there. Oh no, not that one. Not that one. So everything that was on the same texture atlas needs to be in body underline texture. So these 3 things, including this, 4 things. Then we go in here, make a new material. I'm gonna call this hair. We're gonna call this hair texture. And then you make sure that all the hair parts is in there. I guess we can remove this now. So now we're gonna make a new one here. We're gonna call it clothing parts texture, like that. Remove the original one up there. So we're switching these to clothing part texture. Then we have ear texture, and then we're done, basically. We're done after that. Just gonna go into here, make a new material. Ears, material. Actually, ears texture. Remove this. And then we select this, ears, texture. There you go. Finished. So now you just click around and make sure that all of these are in correct groups. Indeed. So now we're gonna save this right here. Then we're gonna save it as a new file. We're gonna call it 7, and we're gonna call it export sub, because then I know it's export to Substance Painter. Because now we're gonna do this. We're gonna apply the mirror to all the things here. Everything that has a mirror modifier needs to be applied. Perfect. Perfect. So now we go in here, we do export. We're gonna do an FBX. I'm gonna create a new folder. We're gonna call it FBX. Get in here. And we're gonna call this Arianashibi sub, because this is a Substance Painter version. So you export that. Then we go over to this program. And then we do clear. Close, I mean. Discard. Then new. So we're just gonna make it 2048 document resolution, because we have access to Photoshop. We can just resize anything we want later, you know. So now we just open this, and there you have it. So you see the clothing parts, the ears texture, the hair texture, it's all here. And now you can paint this. Now it's paintable. You just hook in your drawing screen and you paint it. So the thing I usually like to do because it's fun is you add a fill layer, and then you go in here and you're like, you can make that iron pure. You can go up to the hair. You can make this gold pure. And then you can make the ears texture. So you can actually make a mask here. So we're gonna add a black mask. And you go in here. Then we remove this crap. I love doing this. It fills no function, but it's very fun to do. Add another fill layer underneath. Pure iron. Then you go into clothing parts, which you're just gonna make gold. Anyone want a golden chibi Ariana? Anyone want a golden chibi Ariana? But now we know it works. It works really well. So I hope that wasn't too confusing, guys. I hope that wasn't too confusing. Gonna add a black mask here. stealing golden iron. Yeah. So that's kind of how that works. Like you can also go in here and then you can like color the golden eyes on it, you know? So you guys have basically learned 3D animation today. Well, 3D modeling, I mean. that's your golden Ariana right there. You can put this in a video game right now if you wanted to. You can put this in a video game right now. I usually put this gold thing on because you see very easily if there's some normal issues with the normals on it. This has no normal issues. Like this thing looks flat as hell. So this thing has normal issues. This thing is reversed here. Modded does an idle into Skyrim. Yeah. So you guys see this thing is broken. Needs to be fixed. Skirt is fine. So you guys see the normals are reversed here. And that's why we do a little test. So that's really sad because I thought I had fixed this. But this is broken then. But Blender does not think it's broken. That's strange. So I might have to not give a shit what Blender thinks and reset the normals on this. And then export it over again. Because as you guys can see, this is a run. Whatever. That's an Ariano idol for you guys. So you guys can see this is 5,718 polygons. It's the triangles here. So in 3D we work from faces. But triangles is polygons. Because polygons are always triangles. So. Why did you break? Also, when did you become so thin? I don't know. Like, putting this into Skyrim is really easy, by the way. If you have a NIF scope, if you have a NIF exporter for Blender, you just export this in a second, and then you can just place it in the world. That is really cute. That is really cute. It's a really easy model, but at the same time, I'm still struggling with Blender fucking me over, as you guys can see. So we're just gonna discard this because it's broken anyway. It has to be fixed. Okay, but that's gonna be the end of the stream, I think, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and if you have any ideas what we can do tomorrow, please send me a message on Discord if you have any ideas. Oh no. Oh no, we're going in here. If you have any ideas what we're gonna do tomorrow on my affiliate day, please send me a message on Discord and we can talk about it. But Shiver think we should do art, so we might do art. We might do art. I can do some Warhammer painting. Alas, hydrate from me. I was hoping Sliss would show up today, but Sliss isn't here. Okay, guys, let's raid. Let's just raid Toe. Toe is playing a game I wanna see. Toe is playing a game I wanna see. Okay guys, I will see you tomorrow at 18. So we are streaming tomorrow. There is gonna be a stream tomorrow, so you guys know. Even though I don't stream on Saturdays, we're gonna stream tomorrow because it's my affiliate day. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. But guys, now I'll leave you, and I will say, as always, I love you all. I hope you come back. If you're European, have a good night. If you're American, have a good day. And if you're Australian, crikey baby. And bye! I'm gonna continue on the Arena model. See ya, Cephalogor. Thank you for being here today. Thank Maine for being here today. Thank Ottawa for being here today. And thank Shiver for all the good vibes. Thank you, Shiver, for all the good vibes. Bye, guys.